The stars are finally right, and that means it's time for another episode of The Whisperer in Darkness. I'm your host, the Manfromleng. Thank you very much for joining me today. On this episode, I have a pair of spoilers for you from the upcoming 2026 core set for the Arkham Horror LCG. This core set is replacing the revised core set from 2021 and will become the new evergreen core experience for newcomers going forward. If you're an Arkham Horror veteran, all of the player content in the 2026 core set is fully compatible with all previously released Arkham Horror LCG products. The first one is one of the capstones, if not the capstone, for the Guardian card pool. This is the Winchester Model 12. It's a 4-cost asset that you can add to your deck for 5 experience points. It has 2 combat skill icons and the item, weapon, and firearms traits. It enters play with 3 ammo, and for the cost of an action, you can spend 1 ammo to fight. You get +3 combat for this attack. If you succeed, this attack deals +1 damage for each point you succeed by, to a maximum of +4. If you fail and would deal damage to another investigator, this attack deals 1 damage for each point you fail by, to a maximum of 5 damage. The Winchester Model 12 takes up 2 hand slots. Hard-hitting weapons have been the staple of the Guardian card pool since the release of Shotgun in the original core set. FFG released several other powerful melee weapons and firearms in subsequent expansions. However, most if not all of them are now out of print. If you're a new Guardian player looking to take the fight to the mythos with a big gun, the Winchester Model 12 will likely be your only option for the time being. The Winchester Model 12 doesn't stray too far from the Shotgun from the revised core set. In fact, it's almost an exact duplicate of that card with a couple of notable tweaks. The Winchester is a hair cheaper than the Shotgun at 4 resources, but it costs 1 additional XP. Spending that extra XP on the Winchester gets you 3 ammo rather than 2, which addresses one of the main weaknesses of the Shotgun. Although FFG rewarded the Winchester's ability slightly, it still deals a maximum of 5 damage on its own, just like the Shotgun of old. And just like the Shotgun of old, if you're shooting at an enemy engaged with another investigator and fail the skill check, you'll shoot that investigator in the face instead, dealing 1 damage for each point you fail by, to a maximum of 5 damage. That's enough damage to kill some weaker investigators outright, so pick your targets carefully. As a predominantly solo player, the original Shotgun didn't make the cut in many of my decks due to its XP cost and the fact that it requires 2 hand slots. That's unlikely to change given that the Winchester Model 12 costs even more XP than its predecessor. However, if you're a newcomer who wants to put a serious dent in the health pool of a boss at the end of a campaign, the Winchester Model 12 will likely be your weapon of choice. If you're a veteran Guardian player who enjoyed playing the original Shotgun, then you'll probably like this version too. Not only is it cheaper, but it comes with more ammo. Paying an extra XP for the privilege is a bit of a bummer, but you probably won't even notice that extra XP if you're playing in multiplayer. It's also worth noting that if you really want to go all in on shotgun-related shenanigans, the Winchester Model 12 could be copy 3 and 4 for a shotgun deck. That will cost you at least 18 XP, but it will probably be a lot of fun too. The second card I have for you today is a basic weakness. This is Wounded. Wounded has the injury trait and is placed in your threat area when you draw it. If Wounded is in your threat area the first time you move each turn, you take 1 damage. You may spend 2 actions to discard Wounded. Wounded doesn't stray too far from the well-established template for basic weaknesses. You either pay the 2-action tax to discard it, or you're punished. The severity of that punishment depends a lot on the board state at the time the basic weakness enters play. Sometimes it feels like a slap on the wrist, sometimes it will kill you outright. Wounded targets one of the more important aspects of the game, that is mobility. Moving freely around the map is crucial during all stages of the game, so taking 1 damage a turn will add up fast. Guardians tend to have a lot of health, so they can soak a few wounds without too much trouble. Squishier investigators won't have that luxury. Drawing Wounded toward the end of the scenario could be especially painful. A lot of scenarios require you to run for an exit or reach an objective as the house burns down around you. If you're running low on health and or actions, being wounded could very well be the difference between victory and defeat. That's going to do it for this episode of The Whisperer in Darkness. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the 2026 core set in general and these 2 cards in particular. Until next time, keep your Winchester Model 12 close and your Elder Sign closer. Take care out there, and happy investigating.